Well, we're trying to promote the allowance of concealed carry on college campuses the same way you have the right to carry everywhere else across the state. If a licensed gun holder wants to carry his weapon onto a college campus, there shouldn't be any further restrictions than there are that he has to go through once he's achieved the license to carry anywhere else. And we feel it's important to the safety of college students, especially in Georgia Tech, we're having these crime-ridden areas, to allow college students over the age of 21 with a permit to carry, as well as our faculty, staff, and the people associated with the Institute. The campus itself is not necessarily an unsafe environment. There have only been a few incidents on the campus. However, many of our students, nearly half of the student body, lives in the areas surrounding our campus. And as they have to walk home at night late from working in the labs and on the computer systems, coming out of classes, the border area of campus is identified as one of the top 25 crime neighborhoods in the U.S. by the FBI. The northern border is 17, and our two southern borders are also in that top 25 crime statistics for the U.S. So the crime area is very, very bad off of the campus area. However, it's not terrible inside of the campus because of the work that's been done by our police department. Well, there have been several areas that have it. Colorado State University has allowed it. The entire state of Utah is allowed, and 100 plus schools right now in the United States have allowed concealed carry. But in those instances, in the past 5 years, we haven't seen a single misuse of a concealed firearm that was properly licensed and was being carried by a licensed weapon holder. And that alone is showing us that our population is capable of safely carrying those weapons. Our crime statistics on that have not really fully developed yet, but all we can tell clearly is that it does not increase the amount of crime on campus, and we hope it's actually leading to a decrease in it. There's currently one bill in the State House that allow concealed carry on state university properties. However, speaking with Sean Jurgensen and a few other representatives, the NRA has been here working with us and is probably going to be putting a bill into the House first readers sometime in the coming month that will entirely retrofit the state law for concealed carry on college campuses. There are a large number of people who are simply unaware of this issue and are unaware that firearm holders have been conducting themselves safely at other institutions, and this could really help us with our campus crime and student safety on campus. The biggest thing here is to reach out to other people and teach them about firearms, teach them about firearm safety and how it can help improve our safeties on campuses.
My name is Jason Stubbs. I'm the State Director for Georgia Students for Concealed Carry on Campus. We're actually headquartered in the Columbus, Georgia area because that's where I live. The point of our organization really is that people with the licenses who've gone through the steps to get fingerprinted background checked, they're not the people who commit the crimes. So why is it a law-abiding citizen should be kept from defending themselves when they come onto a college campus? That's pretty much it in a nutshell. I do have my own passionate feelings about it because gun control is people control. And, you know, being a person of color, black man, African American, I understand the history of where these laws came from, and I do take it personally from that aspect. Anytime you restrict anybody's ability to defend themselves, you make them helpless, and they're just more likely to become a statistic. I mean, we're not going to try, we're not talking about trying to be John Wayne, but if something happens on the way, let's say, in the case of Virginia Tech, there were quite a few people who the shooter came across that were able to have a weapon, but they were restricted by the law. They had licenses. Let's say they would have been able to protect themselves. I'm sure they would not have been chasing him down, but if the shooter would have come across their path on their way out, they probably would have been able to deal with the situation. We don't know, but we definitely know that, you know, the rules kept them from even having any other choice than being a statistic. So that's our point. You know, we're not going to chase anybody down. We're not John Wayne. But if something happens, I want to be able to defend myself. You know, my wife, you know, she's smaller than I am. You have pregnant women on campus. You have people in wheelchairs. You have older people who can't move that fast. What do? Just lay there and die or wait for the police to happen to show up? You know, I mean, we've thought about this and we've talked about it. You can't even get kids, your friends on campus, to give you gas money to go to the mall. So really, do you think they'll be there to protect you when you need them? There have been situations, I don't know if you've seen it, but there was a video I saw from a few months ago where these two police officers in New York were actually beat up by a mob of teens. They weren't shot, but they were beat up by these kids. They actually took a fire truck, a bunch of girls as a matter of fact, took a fire truck to hose that, to get the females off the two cops. So, and then there's another situation, people tased by police and still getting up. Somebody hopped up on drugs, or athletes, you know, or in this case, in colder weather, if you tase somebody, there's no guarantee that those prongs will stick. you know, that's pepper spray. If you're facing into the wind, you know, what are you going to do? Tell the attacker, hold on, let's run this way. Let's face it. So the pepper spray's going, you know. I mean, it's not practical. But point blank, why is it the law-abiding citizens are the ones that have all the do's and don'ts? That's really in a nutshell. You know, the criminals have chosen their actions that cause them to give up their rights. Why is it, you know, the college students have to be the ones that don't walk alone at night, don't, you know, carry large sums of money, don't walk with your iPod in your ears? I mean, they're the ones going about their business doing the right thing. Why is it they have all the rules and restrictions? And criminals can do whatever they want to do.
With the General Assembly, we'll invite you down to sit in with us when we watch the General Assembly vote.